What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. Happy Thursday to you. Let us look at the crypto market cap, and then I'll get into LTC price, Litecoin's price, as well as Bitcoin's price for today. So looking at the market cap, you see here that we are currently still in this bear flag. Obviously, the 21 EMA, this white line here, still an impediment for crypto as well as for a lot of the top coins, Bitcoin included. We've been in this consolidating range for over 2 weeks now, and really we are going to end up getting squeezed out of this position here, at least between the 21 EMA, the white line, and the 100 MA, this yellow line. We're lodged in between these two moving averages, and we're eventually going to get squeezed out here. Now, what could happen is we could see a break of the 21 EMA, and we could get up to the resistance of this bear flag, or we could obviously just break to the downside and break below the 100 moving average. Now, I personally don't think we're going to be breaking below the 100 moving average. I think this is a major psychological barrier here. We need to keep this level. We need to keep support at this level if we're going to believe in a 2019 rally. I think if we break this, then we'll see definitely more blood in the streets and potentially a bear market until towards the end of the year, when we might have a resurgence and see a bull rally again. So I do think we'll remain over this 100 moving average on the total crypto market cap. And if you look at BTC's price, even what I was saying yesterday, where we could essentially retest the 21 EMA on the weekly, the 21 weekly EMA, which is currently at around 8,300. We could still retest that and remain above or just on the 100-day moving average here, right? Because essentially, if we do drop to the 100-day moving average on the total crypto market cap, we're losing about $15 billion in total market cap. So we could still we could still see lower levels on BTC while maintaining above this. So I think those two things are not mutually exclusive. Of course, the market is the market, and we could even see something like a double bottom here where, we formed a bottom and then potentially this other bottom before seeing a breakout, right? It all really depends on volume and market sentiment. We are currently, again, in a consolidation phase. And in consolidation, what you tend to see volume levels waning, right, as interest in the market is really stagnant before a breakout to either direction. Now, again, let me just say that in 2019, I'm overly bullish. I do think that we eventually retest this, 11.8 level and break out and finally close above it, something that we haven't been able to do in 2019. But I'm still of the belief that we will need to retest this 21 EMA coming up soon in the short term at some point, right? All right, looking at Litecoin's price, Litecoin is a weird one because Litecoin, just like Bitcoin, has formed a number of bearish patterns in a row. And we were able to successfully swing trade these patterns, especially the play where we had a limit order here at the 200 MA, just sitting waiting for the 200 MA to get hit before reselling at $100. And if you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description. Currently, I don't have a position open for Litecoin. I do have limit buys set at certain levels, and I did send that out in the trade alerts. But if you look at Litecoin, it is forming it has formed a head and shoulders, which is bearish, broke below the neckline, and I'll just draw it here very sloppily, which is a confirmed pattern. And now we were forming this bearish pennant, right? You have the pole, the downside pole, of the downward trend, and then we have the pennant here. However, we broke out of that positively yesterday, right? But the fact that we didn't see an increase in volume, if you look here at the OBV, if you look here at the volume, it's still trending down. We did not see an increase in volume really from this breakout, and in order to sustain it, we will need to see this volume uptick. The good news, at least for the bulls, is that we're currently sitting at the 21 EMA here, right? It is definitely finding support here. It's clear that it is respecting this level, or at least acknowledging this level in the short term. You see the rising MACD here, the rising RSI here, but they are rising on declining volume. So like I said, we do need to see that volume kick in. Otherwise, Litecoin will most likely break the 21 EMA again and fall back within this bearish pattern. Because essentially, we did break out of that short-term pennant, but if you look at what's going on, if you include the candles from the last couple of days, you can easily draw a bear flag here. And yes, TA is all about adjusting and readjusting your outlook for the sole purpose of maximizing your positions. That's all that it's for. It's not fortune telling. For me to confirm a true reversal on Litecoin, because it's clearly finding major support at the 200 MA. So for now, this isn't really a fearful level. It bounced off it once and clearly did not want to be there. So for me to acknowledge that there is a true reversal or reversal potential on Litecoin, we would need to close above the 100 MA, right? This yellow line here. Yeah, closing above the 21 EMA is fine, but that is a very short-term moving average in hindsight, right? So closing above the 100 MA, a level that we fell below around the second week of July, this is what we would need in order to confirm or at least potentially acknowledge that there is a reversal underway. And currently that would be at around $104. Now, with regards to the LTC halving or halving in 2019, which is coming up, I mean, it's not a certain, it doesn't happen at a certain date. It happens at a certain block, right? So it's estimated that it will happen next week. So if you look at we've only had one LTC halving in history. And actually I would need to change this chart because we're currently looking at Tether on Binance, and we need to go back to a chart that has enough history. So if you look at the Bitfinex chart and you go back to, it was August 26, 2015, I believe. So if we go back to that date, you'll see that in the run-up, I mean, obviously we're dealing with single-digit prices here, and it does seem ridiculous compared to, Litecoin's recent price discovery. But if you look at August 26, 2015, we are right here. So we did have a rally beforehand, right? In June, July, we had a rally where Litecoin hit a high of around $8, a little over $8, and then started declining steadily until the halving event itself, August 26th. And then we maintained between this $2 and $8 level going all the way until, the second quarter of 2017, where we did finally see Litecoin take off. And obviously we have the famous bull rally of mid to end of 2017. So, we did have this period of stagnation within this tight range, but the market conditions are different, and we've only had one halving. So you can't really conclusively say that is likely to happen. Now, we did see a major rally as of recent in Litecoin, obviously going all the way from $20 to $140. That's 7x. And we saw a 50% decline already. So I really don't think that we will see a major decline on Litecoin as the halving comes up. Now, because the market is, I think in my view, incorrectly perceiving the halving, right? I think that there is misinformation on this and perpetuated by the YouTube and Twitter crowd, as most things in crypto. I do think that there's a misperception that Litecoin is due for a decline because of the halving, but we already saw a 50% drop, and it wasn't even that long ago. I mean, just at the end of June, we were at, over $145, and we are now, and we saw a decline all the way down to $71, going, depending on whether you're looking at Tether USD, in July, not even a month later. So a 50% drop happening in, within the span of a few weeks, while respecting this 200 moving average. I mean, I think that is, you can call that a major decline. I mean, that's a bear market or even a crash by, the standard of measure for any asset, really. Now, I'll be doing a video on the halving itself, the LTC halving, going over, the history, just a little bit more in terms of price detail and whatever. But I'll be dropping that video this week. But no, I don't expect there to be a major long-term decline on LTC, maybe just a short drop because of all the hysteria surrounding the halving itself. And on the flip side, a close above the 100 moving average would signal a potential bullish reversal. Also keep in mind, obviously you guys know this, but just because something happened in history doesn't mean that it has to happen that way all the time. We'll look back at these halvings, over time and say, oh, that one we saw a decline. This next one we actually saw a rally, etc. So, as long as you keep that hindsight in mind, because when we look at events now, events that have happened repetitively, they don't all occur at the same, they don't all have the same outcome with the same extent, right? Even when you look at stocks, it's something like earnings reports, you look at a stock and you're like, oh, okay, when they beat earnings on that date, we saw a stock rally. But on the previous earnings, when it did beat earnings as well, we saw a stock decline. So these events won't obviously happen the same each and every time they occur, but the more data points that we accumulate over time, the more plausible scenarios you can build. Anyway, that is it for this video. Again, if you want access to the trade alerts where we send out these key levels that we're buying at and selling at, link is in the description. If you need help with your technical analysis and would like one-on-one coaching with me, I am looking at options for having, one-off meetings, because currently there's only one package that gives you 3 one-hour conferences a month, but we'll see. It just depends on the feedback that I get from you guys. Also, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think is going to happen with Litecoin as the halving or halvening approaches, and let me know how you plan on trading it yourself. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Leave a thumbs up if you got anything out of this video. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace. Oh, and there's a 0.03 Bitcoin drawing happening today, because I do that on the 1st of every month for the diamond traders and above level. And I usually do it at midnight to allow people to sign up for that all throughout the day. So if you want to be entered into the 0.03 Bitcoin drawing, you also obviously get access to the stock and crypto trade alerts, as well as the trading group chat, the premium chat. That link is in the description, and I'll be doing that tonight at around midnight, the 0.03 Bitcoin drawing. That's around $300. All right, guys, stay safe out there. Peace.